Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to another Arc Garage video. Today I'm going to show you how to install the front and the rear dash cams on your car. One more thing I gotta add, you do not need a head unit or anything like that to use this dash cam. It is a standalone system, and to review the footage all you gotta do is use your phone. Alright, so we got this dashcam package from the Mangoal. They specialize in OEM cameras. Now let's see what we got in the box. So this is going to be our trim removal tool. Besides that, we got a bunch of these piggyback fuses. Now the piggyback fuses are going to be used in combination with this cable here. As you can see, we got 3 wires. One of them is going to be ground. The yellow wire is going to be our 12-volt constant, while the red wire is going to be ignition on wire. And we got the 128 gigabyte mini SD card. Besides that, we also got this cable. If you want a simple solution, you can just plug this one in into the OBD2 port, and you can power your camera like that. Now in this bigger box, we got our cameras. So this is gonna be our front cam. I gotta admit, it does look like it's a pretty good quality. You can see we got the slot here for the micro SD card. On the other side, we got the power on button, the button for the photo, and we got these holes here for the reset and for the mic. Now we got 3 cables which are coming out of this camera. Now this one right here is gonna be used to power it on. This adapter here is to be used with the rear camera, while this smaller one here is for the GPS, which is a optional thing. Alright, then we got our rear cam. As you can see, it looks quite a bit different compared to the front one. Again, we got this little sticker that we can use to put it onto the back window, and we got this cable here which we got to run all the way from the back to the front camera. I'm gonna start with the hardest part, which is gonna be to guide this cable all the way from the back of the car to the front. And to do that, I'm gonna remove this plastic part. There are 4 screws. There's one right there. Here's the second one. The third one is right here, and the fourth one is gonna be under this piece of plastic right there. Now I can just pull this piece off. I'm also going to remove these 2 plastic rivets here so I can pull down the headliner. I'm also going to remove this handle here. So I'm just gonna pop these covers open. And this is gonna be T30 Torx. Now, as you can see, I can pull the headliner down. This is gonna give me enough space to guide the wires from the back to the front. I'm also gonna remove this light, and I'm gonna undo these 3 Phillips screws here. And now I'm gonna pull this plastic piece out. So here's what I've done. As you can see, I pushed this piece of plastic all the way to the front of the car, and I'm gonna tie my cable here to the end, and I'm gonna pull the plastic through with the cable. So as I said, I'm just gonna tape this piece like this. And there is my cable right there. I'm just gonna pull this rubber piece from the wiring loom. And now As you can see right there, I'm gonna guide the cable through this hole and out right there. I gotta guide this wire through this rubber piece. For that, I'm gonna use this steel wire, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of soap on it. Now make sure that you don't damage any of the wiring. Alright, so the steel wire is out. Alright, there it is. Next, I'm gonna remove this plastic trim piece from the boot, and to do that you can just pull it off. Alright, so here's our cable here. I'm just gonna guide it through this metal hole. Alright, now it's time to get the power to our main camera. So the fuse box is gonna be located right here. So as I said before, we can either use this OBD2 plug. So essentially what you gotta do, basically just plug it into the OBD port, and now you gotta guide this cable up to the camera, but we're gonna test it out first. So the ignition is in the off position. Let's see if we got the power. Alright, so we got the power here at this last pin. Now I'm gonna turn the ignition on. So again, we got nothing from the pin number 1, and you can see that we got the power from the pin number 2 as well. Last thing to check is if this first pin is gonna be our ground. We got no resistance on this first pin, which means that this first pin is gonna be our ground. So I've tested this plug for the OBD2 port. All of the pins check out. If you wanna use that, it is kind of simpler option. All you gotta do, as I said before, guide the wire to the camera, and you are pretty much done when it comes to wiring. Alright, next I'm gonna guide the wire under this door seal here, then under the headliner and to the front cam. Now I gotta remove the display for the seat belt. I'm gonna use my trim removal tool to pry it off. I gotta warn you, be extremely careful here. It's really easy to break the mount which holds it in place. Here are the clips, and to remove the connector, just press on this clip on the side. Alright, so this is our display for the seat belts. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm just gonna drill a small hole so I can guide the cables through. I don't want any cables to be seen. I gotta pay attention to this plastic clip. I don't want to damage this one because it is one of the clips which holds it in place. So I'm basically just gonna put a small hole right here. Alright, so this is basically it. So as you can see, what I've done here, I basically just widened this notch in the plastic so I got a bit room for the cables. Now I'm just gonna connect all of the cables. So this is gonna be our power cable. This up here is gonna be our rear cam cable. When it comes to this GPS one, I'm just gonna tuck it away somewhere. The one thing that I gotta warn you about, I don't wanna secure the camera yet. I'm gonna install the app, make sure that I got the picture ready, and then I'm gonna set it up for the best possible view. Alright, here's how everything looks. Everything is nice and tidy. I've set up the camera. It has a nice field of view. You can see how the cables are running from the camera through this plastic here, and everything looks great. Alright, now it's time to hook up this back camera. You can see that we got a little warning here. Please make sure the screen is not upside down before installation. So that's why I hooked up everything before I've secured this back camera. So as I said, that's what I'm gonna do next. Another thing that you gotta pay attention to is you don't want to put it up too high. You can see this is the wiper line, and if you do that, the dirt is gonna obscure the view, so you want to put it under this line here. So lastly, I'm just gonna take care of these cables, and I'm gonna put them right here in this hole. And the last thing is the cover, and I am done. So there you go. Now let's check out the footage. Okay, so this is our video from the front camera, which is in 4K. You can see that the picture is nice and crispy and that the colors are vibrant. I gotta admit, this is probably the best dash cam that I owned so far. The installation process is relatively simple. As you could have seen, the most complicated thing was actually to guide the cables from the back to the front of the car, and to guide the cables from the fuse box or from the OBD to adapter to the camera. Everything else was pretty much very simple and easy to do, and anybody can do it. Alright, now when it comes to using app in combination with the camera, the process is very simple. So I've installed their app. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna find the camera's Wi-Fi network, which is this one right here. It's connecting automatically. Now I'm gonna continue on the app here. You can pretty much see the real-time recording. You got the icon right here from switching from front to back camera. Let me go over the settings. You can see you got the option for the sound recording, speaker volume, photo resolution, video resolution. So as I said before, the front camera is going to be 4K while the back one is going to be 1080p. You can see the loop recording duration, which is going to be 1 minute, which means, as it says right here, that when the memory card is full, it's gonna overwrite starting from the earliest videos. Then you got the exposure compensation, time watermark, and a couple other things. So you can see you got the option here for collision sensing, collision detection sensitivity, for parking, time-lapse duration, and a few other things. Now on this icon right here, camera file, this is essentially where all of the videos are going to be listed. So if you, for example, want to download a certain video, you just click on it and you hit this download icon, and that is pretty much it. And of course, if you got an Android head unit, you can do the same thing on it. You can see that I've installed the app here. I'm just gonna click on it, and it is basically the same thing as I just showed you on the phone. You can do all of the stuff that you've seen from the phone, you can basically do them here. Anyway, that would be all for this video. I hope you find it useful. If you did, hit that like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of car enthusiasts.